Hi, my name is Charlie.
And I'm Jessie.
And this is MovieCult. Alright, episode 3.
Are you ready?
Episode 3
Shook me.
gave me life, honestly.
I lived.
I lived.
I breathed and I died.
I breathed and I died. Taking off all me boxes.
It's just ticking off all me boxes.
All of them.
Every single one. Tick, tick, tick.
I felt like this episode was like a lot shorter.
Yeah, it felt shorter. I was way more into it.
Yeah, I feel like every episode I'm more and more like...
They step it up.
Yeah.
Every single time. I agree.
Which I'm glad, because that first episode was kind of like... Here we are once again.
Back at it again with the top 10. Ticking off every single box for your loves.
So starting off with number 10.
Miss Angelica.
Miss Angelica Ross gave us the biggest twist of the century. I did not see it coming. My wig flew. Because Angelica Ross... There it is. Angelica Ross is not the real nurse.
Fake. She's a faker.
She's a fake nurse. We find out her backstory because basically Brooke is like, we have to go get help.
Yeah,
and then
she's like,
Angelica...
I'm not phone the police here, love.
And Angelica Ross is like, okay, you go do that. And while her back is turned, she goes...
Right in the jugular, sis.
And she goes, what is this? Horse tranquilizer.
Bitch's legs were all over the floor.
And basically we find out that Angelica Ross is a psychiatrist.
Yeah, she really, truly is the Harley Quinn to Mr. Jingle. She is a psychiatrist and goes in and is like, not everybody's evil. Like, people think you're evil, but I know that, like, something happened to you that changed you, and you're not really, like, evil. And she basically is like, we're gonna break you out, and we're gonna see science. We're gonna have a little experiment and see what makes you this way. And he's like, you don't have to ask me twice.
Yeah, she's basically like, be yourself.
Let me watch.
And let me watch.
Which brings us to number 9. So as we know, we had everybody knocking at our separate doors. So while we're at the door with Chet and Roy and Brooke and Miss Nurse, I don't know her name.
Angelica Ross.
Miss Nurse, who's not actually a nurse. The Night Stalker is freaking trying to kill them and attack them. He finally gets in because apparently nobody can freaking grab a weapon and try to attack this man.
And he finally gets through the window. Like we said.
Mick hops in.
Whatever.
Bunny hopping all over them. Starts stabbing Roy. Roy's getting stabbed. They're like...
Which was kind of like a lot, don't you think? Like he was like...
Well, because Roy fully did nothing. He just, like, stood there and let him stab him.
He was like, ah.
He's like...
Basically.
Yeah, basically just getting stabbed. And keep in mind, right before this, he was like, we should just run. Because I know that I could outrun at least 2 of you. And I know that if he catches up to us, it's not going to be me who dies.
Yeah, he's like, let's run. I'll be fine. But you guys, I don't know.
Okay, true colors.
Yeah.
They really do show themselves. And so he's getting stabbed, and Chet is like, you know what? I'm going to go back and save him.
Yeah. And he...
A good Samaritan.
He knocks the Night Stalker.
He goes...
And saves him. So, Chet, we
Brownie
stand.
Points, we stand.
Number 8, we find out that, well, in the other cabin, someone's knocking at their door, as we know. And what comes flying in? Bag of poop. And they're like, who the
F is this?
And they go out, and it turns out that Mr. Jingles has a fan club.
They said, it's just a prank, dude. The cameras are right
there. Yeah, they were like,
dude.
Bro, you don't know how to take a freaking joke, dude. Like, you should have seen your face, dude. Dude. It's a prank, bro. And we find out that on the anniversary of the killing spree, people dress up as Mr. Jingles and they do pranks.
They're like, trick or treat.
Basically.
It's a trick. Here's your poop.
And that's kind of fucked up.
Yeah, they
Not
like
gonna lie.
glorifying the serial killer and basically like, he's our idol. We want to be
Also,
just like him.
don't you feel like they would have made a bigger deal about that being the anniversary?
Yeah, I do.
Especially Margaret, since she was like...
Yeah, she wasn't even in this episode.
She wasn't. Where is she?
Yikes, somebody didn't show up to call time, and guess what? You're out of the show.
Get on set.
Number 7, bringing it back to our old gaggle of friends. They're all running on their way out. They think they made it safe and clear. And Chet and Ray both fall into this giant pit filled with spikes. And Chet gets a little... Shut it up! Thank you. But not actually through the heart, just through the shoulder.
I'm like, Mr. Jingles, when did you find the time to, like... First of all...
Do this and nobody saw you.
Hear you. Dig this giant hole. Like, digging holes is not easy.
Did he do that by himself? Because that was a big hole.
That was a very big hole. And I feel like somebody helped him. Maybe Angelica Ross. She was like...
She said...
Fine, I'll help you.
Girl, I got my shovel.
Yeah. So I may not be a nurse, but I know how to use a shovel. So they're in the hole. And this brings us to number
6.
Number 6. We get, finally, some backstory on Ray. Which, by the way, I want you guys to know, I only know his name.
From this episode.
From this episode alone.
He was irrelevant.
Every other episode before this, I literally didn't know who he was. And they were like, this episode, we're going to dump as much of Ray on you.
Ray will have a character.
Yeah.
Okay.
If it's the last thing he does, and guess what?
It was.
It was. So we find out that was like a frat bro. Like,
Yeah. He
Delta
said,
Alpha
"Assad,
Chi Omega
dude,
bro. And what? And it's like initiation. They're like hazing some new people or whatever.
Yeah.
And you find out that basically Ray like murdered another person of color, which
Problematic times 10.
we gotta look out for each other. That's all I'm saying. He's telling all this to Chet's dead body, and he's like, but you can't hear me. And Chet goes, I can hear everything you're saying.
Yeah.
And Chet goes, and he dips. He leaves Chet down there.
Yeah, he's like, I gotta go. I'm not dying down here.
He's
And
like-
Chet's like, please don't leave me. Which, by the way, this guy came back to save your ass when he didn't have to, and then ends up dying because he got separated from the group because he saved you, and then you're gonna leave him?
I know. What an asshole
What a
move.
trash human. Like, even if he didn't do that for you, what a trash human. But the fact that
Right.
before he had the same choice to leave you, and he chose not to.
Well, this is the second time where they're like, Ray, we're gonna make you hate him because he's doing all these horrible things to these
Yeah,
people.
they fully were like, Ray's character? We just want you to despise him. Like,
Yeah, basically. Number 5, we find out that...
Literally both at the same time went...
So we think the nurse is dead. The real one, not Angelica Ross. She's just hiding. Angelica Ross put her in...
some sort of like boat closet or something. She's like, hi, I'm just here tied up.
And the gang goes in there, and they like... Xavier like sits on her, and they're like, what is this? And
It's like, oh, a human.
Oh. And so they untie her, and immediately she goes, yeah! Like, immediately she has to scream, and she's like, ooh. And
They're like, you're so stupid.
And they're like,
you're so stupid.
shut up.
Can your pea brain handle it?
Yeah, and she's not getting it, and she's like, I'm gonna escape. I'm gonna escape from you crazy people that put me away. But little does she know, she's escaping into Mr. Jingle's arms.
And he said, come home, baby.
Come here, baby. He's like, come on.
And he took his
I'll be your
oar,
rock.
and he said, open up.
Which, second time, Mr. Jingles has impeccable aim. When I tell you he has great aim, he has great aim.
Yeah, he literally said,
Yeah, right through the mouth.
right into her little throat, had the whole oar coming out. I was like,
We were like, okay.
okay. You don't have to tell me twice. Number 4, our sweet little lunch lady. What did we figure out her name was?
Brita? No, Bertha?
Bertha? Berta?
Berta!
Okay, Berta nurse. Yeah, so Matthew Morrison is like I'm not leaving without Bertha and Margaret. And Hannah Montana said what we were all thinking, and she's like, who? The fuck is Bertha?
She was like, who that?
I have not seen this man.
To say it, I hope I don't sound ridiculous. I don't know who this man is. I mean, he could be walking down the street. I wouldn't know a thing. Sorry to this man.
And Matthew Morrison is like, the cook. Duh. Yeah, she's good people.
And Montana was like,
you could have fooled me. I never seen her.
She hasn't been in this whole TV show. You really think we're going back for her? And he's like, I have to.
Yeah, I have to.
Being the good Samaritan that he is.
It's part of my morals. Which, if I was the actress playing Bertha, I only come in episode 1 for 2 seconds, and then I only get mentioned in episode 3. Like, where am I? Where am I really?
I'm telling you, Bertha is going to be the key to everything. Because there's no way you just make a character like that and just leave them. Like,
I don't know. Have you seen the other seasons of American Horror Story?
I guess not. But did they really do that?
I mean, they're known to put in some throwaway characters that they're like, oh, never going to see them again.
Oh, well.
Sorry, Bertha.
I just hope she's the turning point.
I'm sure Bertha's going to come out.
And they actually thought out
do a reveal. And she'd be like, I'm here. Numero tres, they, and by they, I mean Matthew Morrison and Xavier, find Chet in his little hole.
They said hi, and he said, hi, I'm just in my hidey hole. Please help me out.
Please help me out. And Xavier's like, I'll get you out. And they put him down there, and basically Chet snitches on Ray, and he says, he was down here, and he left me. And they were like, that's not what he said to me.
Yeah, they're like, okay.
They get him out of the hole, and one of the Jingle fan clubbers.
One of the little jinglers.
Is that his
hey,
fans?
What's up, my jinglers?
Basically, Matthew Morrison is like, we can take him. We can take this.
Which I was like, yes, kick him in that hole.
Throw him in the hole. Pull up. This is Sparta moment. Kick him in there. And what does he do? Exactly that. But little do they know, it's not the real Jingles.
And then he's like, did I do that?
Wah, wah.
Bringing us to number 2. Matthew Morrison and Xavier headed to go find Miss Bertha, we been new. Hannah Montana and Mr. Ray decide that they're going to go get help because Ray, yet again, cannot be put in danger because he's better than everyone else.
Yeah, he's like, miss me with that. I'm not saving anyone but myself. And Matthew Morrison says, take my motorcycle, take Hannah Montana with you,
go get
help.
Get some help.
Please.
So he's like, okay. So they go to the motorcycle. Hannah Montana's like, something's fishy here. Because she sees a little trail of where Brooke's
body,
lifeless, horse-trained body was
dragged.
And she's like, I think I see some drag trails here. Like,
she puts on her Nancy Drew wig and she goes, ooh. What
is this? These clues.
And
Mr. Night Stalker said,
hi.
Guess who's back? And Ray said, I have to leave.
Ray immediately goes, see ya.
And Mr. Jingles, yet again with his perfect aim, said, with his little axe, chopped Ray's head right off, flew on the road.
Which I was kind of surprised because it's only the 3rd episode. I thought they would keep, like, the main cast
for a while
alive longer, but they killed them off in the 3rd episode.
Well, remember the last episode when I was like, I would not care if they died.
Yeah.
I feel like this episode they were like, we're giving Ray a character, we're giving Ray a character, we're giving Ray a character so that they could kill him, but I still didn't care. I was just kind of like, okay, he deserved to die. He literally cared about nobody else but himself.
Maybe he comes back as a ghost. Because apparently that exists.
We didn't see the ghosts at all today.
This episode? Yeah. So, I don't know. Number 1. So, after Ray leaves, the Night Stalker is like, with his little knife. And Hannah Montana goes, and did I not tell you? I was like, make out.
Yeah,
I'm like,
he was
please.
like, just make out with him. And I said, the ship of the century.
And she like pushes him back and she goes, why haven't you... Maybe we didn't watch the episode.
I thought he said, why isn't she dead yet?
Okay.
What did she say? Why didn't you kill her?
Why haven't you killed her yet?
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't
Go ahead
matter.
And say yours.
She basically goes, why? No, I already... She's asking why Brooke hasn't been murdered yet.
Yeah, she's like, why is she still here?
And the episode ends
Well,
just
honestly,
like that.
she might not be talking about her, to be fair. But it's implied that she's talking about her. Because it's the Night Stalker. And he's always like, I will find you.
I will find you. Who else could she be talking about? Margaret?
Maybe. I don't know.
Highly
Any of the other
unlikely.
women? Bertha?
Anyway, that was our top 10. We're pretty excited for episode 4.
Yeah, this season is getting more juicy by the minute.
It's getting better and better every episode. And I'm here for it. Predictions for the next episode?
I mean, I'm really hoping that we're going to get like a cult leader kind of vibe with Miss Montana and Mr. Night Stalker.
Oh.
Although I'm kind of like shook that like if she wanted Brooke dead, she could have killed her.
Herself. Also, why did she kiss her?
I don't know. Maybe she just likes to have fun.
Probably. My predictions, Brooke, I think she's evil too.
I don't know. I just think they're all bad people because Matthew Morrison, a saint. We stand.
Wow. So far.
But like because I think all of them have like good and bad because even Angelica Ross, even when she was being a villain or whatever, like talking to him about her shady plan, like I still like got it, if that makes sense. Like I was like, I kind of like, you're right. Like not like she's right, but you know, like I understand why she feels that way because she's like, if I could figure out why serial killers become serial killers and stop it, that would save so many people. So in the long run, it wouldn't matter that those people died. And I was like,
well,
show me the lie. not that that's true, but you know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
Like, it's like, okay, I see where you're coming from.
I see. I still don't think she should have...
Done that? No, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Anyway, thank you guys for watching.
Yeah, thank you. Tune in next week for episode 4. Thank you guys for watching.
Bye.